What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Subjective Review Show. It's Friday night, the pre-show before DC Fandome Part 2. Now, there have been a couple things that have happened today, sometime this week that we'll be talking about. But yeah, I mean, it's all DC. Bring your questions. I'll probably open it up eventually and just let some of you guys jump in here if you want as well, because I don't like talking the whole time. I like to bounce off people if you would like to join, but that's up to you. I feel like I haven't streamed in a couple weeks, and I don't know if I've ever streamed on a Friday night, maybe a couple times, so it should be interesting. But you know, the wife is away, so the mice will play. So here I am, although my son is trying to sleep downstairs, and he keeps on whining, so hopefully I don't have to jump off just to take care of him. But he's been good for a couple minutes. So hopefully that keeps up. Who we got up in here? Let's see. Ray's collection came up in here early. What are you looking forward to tomorrow? Everything. No, I'm looking forward to major announcements. That was my response. Major announcements. Dan, if we can only have two major announcements tomorrow, what would they be? Obviously, I said the Ayer cut and Ben Affleck series. That would be amazing. Says same here. Olin Bledsoe. Well, here I am. Well, here you are. Thank you for showing up. First time seeing you actually here, so happy to have you aboard. Strong Arm, what is going on? Hey, if you would like to jump in here, eventually I can send you the link if you want up in here. If you have time. You don't have to. I'm just saying. It's all here. So just maybe wait for a couple more peeps to pop in here before we get talking about a couple topics. What's the first one's probably going to be Wonder Woman 1984. Oh, the gift that keeps on giving. Doesn't stop, won't stop. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Oh, happy to see him. What is going on? Thank you for coming. Dan, DC Fandome still has all their events scheduled at the same time. Yes, I saw that, and I was waiting to see if they were going to change that and they were going to have a format. But no, I literally think it's just going to be like 1 o'clock. It's just all going to be plastered on there, and you're just going to have to go through. Like they originally said in the first place, is you're just going to have to go through and maneuver it yourself. But no, now it's just going to be everything's at 1 o'clock. The first thing I'm probably going to look at is the music for the Snyder Cut, because it's the Snyder Cut. Anything Snyder Cut, I'm interested in that, and I want to check that out. And of course, Junkie XL. When it comes to movies, I am a huge fan of the scores. Scores mean a lot to me. They do so much for me. They bring out so much emotion to me. It's the difference between an emotional scene and it not being emotional is the music, to me personally. That's why I felt like Joker did so well with Joaquin Phoenix. I thought the music was fantastic. That's why Zack's movies have always been great. Another, my favorite director, Christopher Nolan, all of his movies have had great scores. They do so much for a movie. A couple more minutes and we'll get talking about Wonder Woman 1984. Wait for my peeps to show up, but I guess everyone forgot about me. I said, Tyler's not on Twitter anymore. We can't mess around with him. Speaking of DC, it's been kind of dead recently. At first I was like, maybe it's because I'm not on Twitter right now, but I was like, I don't think anything's really happening. Which things have been happening for so long, literally like years, that now it's gotten to a point where it's like, okay, we're going to cool off a little bit. But I say that, and now here we are, DC Fandome Part 2. Nerdy in many ways. I was at work today, and I watched your 4 Nerds episode last night. It was a good show. Good show. Definitely for an Affleck series, but I would love Superman announcement. Okay. I mean, that would be awesome, too. I would love that as well. It looks like Nerdy wants to get in here, so let me drop the link real quick. Anybody else wants to jump in? I like Friends. All right, so there's the link. Anybody wants to jump in, hit that link, and we'll start talking about Wonder Woman 1984. Oh, better yet, let's just start talking about it now. So thank you all for being here. Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know if this is like the 6th or 7th time. I think it's been moved 7 times. It's like breaking records. Sounds good, nerdy. It's like breaking records for how many times it's been moved. But with each time, like it was like moved because something happened. Like there was a reason it was moving, and even Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, they were like, finally it's in its righteous place where it should have been this whole time. That got a lot of people thinking it had something to do with the Snyder Cut. Even me, I was like, I feel like the Snyder Cut's coming. There's a reason that movie it was moved from 2019 to 2020. Then it moved. Then it might have moved again, but then of course the COVID stuff, because the movie was originally supposed to come out in June. So COVID knocked it back a couple months, and then it knocked it back a couple months. But then you had Tenet that came out, and I could see this coming. They were going to test the waters with Tenet because Wonder Woman is such a big blockbuster. Even Tenet's a big blockbuster, but that was the one that was going out first. So they were going to test the waters with that. Tenet, in my opinion, is doing very well, but it's not open up to all the movie theaters yet. There's a lot of locations that aren't open up, like I think California, New York. They're not open up yet. So they're missing out on a lot of money, but again, I feel like it's still doing very well. They want Wonder Woman to be $1 billion film. So when they want that, so if they released it right now, it wouldn't make $1 billion because it can't. It's just the way it is. It's not. So they moved it to December, like around Christmas time, maybe its own Christmas day. So yeah. Oh, without further ado, we got Mr. Nerdy himself. What is going on?
How's it going, man? Long time no see.
I know. I appreciate you popping in here.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
You mentioned at the beginning of the show, I was like, yeah, I'm not on Twitter. People forget about me. It's like, no, we never forget about you. We just miss you. We miss you like crazy, man.
I know. I feel like I just said maybe a couple minutes ago, I was like, I feel like I'm missing out on all this information because when I was deep into it, like on Twitter, like I was just getting information left and right. And that's one of the reasons I joined Twitter, honestly, was to get like that information. I was getting DMs all the time. So whenever something happened, it was like instantaneously, I had the information. Like I was just like, good to go. And then I got out and I'm just like, man, am I missing stuff? But I'm watching everyone's videos and I'm just like, no, I don't think anything's really happened because they'd be talking about it.
Yeah, the only thing really that's been happening is like the Ray Fisher stuff. Although with that, I don't know if you saw Kiersey Clements' Instagram post about that.
You know what? I glossed over it. I was on Facebook for a second. Someone posted about it, but I didn't even look at it. But it said something about her showing support. What did she say?
She posted on Instagram a picture of her little moment in Zack Snyder Justice League's trailer where she's being saved by the Flash. Yeah. And then she said, hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher.
Okay.
So it's basically like another actor coming out and saying, yeah, this is legit.
And you finally saw Jason Momoa. He came out and said that he stands with. So that's big. And that's something that we were wondering for a while is if these other actors are going to come out in support of him. Now, again, Jason is definitely like building his name right now. But still, we haven't got like a Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck to say anything yet.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, I understand where they are in this business and they probably won't say anything. But, you know, I think everyone in this movement, especially me, I think we all believe Ray Fisher because, again, like, why else would this guy be doing it?
Right. He's obviously not. He's stated multiple times he doesn't care if he's ever in a project again. Like, as long as this gets fixed, then he's happy.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I mean, and a guy like that, you can never win against. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Right.
Is he literally is like, you know what? Like I've done, like I think he said he wanted to do Broadway, but he was doing stuff like that before. And he was just like, you know, I've done so much already that I'm pretty much content. Like here I am, you know, I'm alive. I that's good enough for him. Like you can't beat a guy like that. So obviously he's telling the truth.
Yeah, definitely. And with all these things that are coming out, all the other actors and stuff. And you mentioned Jason Momoa. As soon as that came out, I just had this image in my head of someone from Warner Brothers contacting me like, hey, Jason, what are you doing? It's like, people love me more than they love you. I can say what I want. So, like,
well, he
wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like he's at that point now. I think for a while he was kind of going both ways, but there was times in the movement before it was announced that he would say stuff.
Yeah,
maybe he shouldn't have, but he did. So yeah, he was like, no, I just made them $1 billion. I can get away with a little bit.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what are they going to do? Be like, Jason, you're out of here. Like,
Right.
oh, okay. You mean the
Right.
guy that made you $1 billion? Like, no, that's not going to happen.
No.
So yeah, he was pushing the limits a little bit. Oh, and looks like we got Bat Dan up in here.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Bad Dan?
Watch the boys, nerdy. Watch the boys.
Dude, I was going to talk about that on this stream. Wait a second. Nerdy, have you watched The Boys at all?
You think Bad Dan would, bring that up if I had?
No, I mean, like, did you watch the first season? Did you watch any of it?
No, I was just too busy with other shows that I was doing and just life in general, and there's just not enough time in the day. And I'd heard so much about it, a lot of positive things. So, I mean,
what was cool was the fact that, and it only happened because of COVID. So it started out with Doom Patrol, which was second season, which was on HBO Max.
Right.
So I watched all of that, and then it went right into the Umbrella Academy on Netflix. And then I watched all of that, and now it's going right into The Boys on Amazon, and they're all like Netflix and Amazon's and HBO Max. It's kind of like their team up, like you know what I mean? They're team up superhero shows, but they're kind of like they're kind of crazy off the walls. They're not like your Justice League, like. So yeah, it's interesting that they all kind of have their own series like that. But definitely, you got to check out The Boys.
I'll spam you more.
I'll block you, Bat Dan.
Last night, I basically sent Nerdy 30 different tweets telling him to watch The Boys in a row.
I feel like it's one of those shows where, like, for a long time, I was sitting on Ozark. I never watched Ozark. And it's one of those shows everyone's raving about it. Like, oh my God, it's so good, so good, so good, so good. But it just didn't pique my interest. Like I watched a trailer of it and I'm just like, no, it's not really my thing. But then eventually I watched it and I was like, wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of like me. Like I've heard about The Boys a lot. And like, here's the thing. Another example of this is my family got really into Cobra Kai like last year. Yeah. And they just would not shut up about it to the point where I just didn't want to watch it. I was just like, I'm so annoyed by them talking about it all the time that I don't want to watch. And I still have not watched Cobra Kai because it annoyed me so much. Yeah. And so like, it's not nearly as bad with The Boys. But I don't know. That's just a natural thing with my head that if people praise it so much and like it didn't pique my interest to the trailer, it kind of turns me off. But like, I'm still going to watch The Boys. I'll find some time. Yeah. But like that's just kind of how I approach shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean I'm the same way. Like someone can just beat the dead horse and tell me to watch something and I can have multiple people, but if it doesn't like the premise doesn't pique my interest, I'll usually stay away from it for a while. But then eventually I might crack and might watch it. And 90% of the time I usually like the stuff people are mentioning.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, I didn't start watching that until like the 7th season. And then I binged the hell out of it and enjoyed that until the final season. That was god awful, but
yeah,
that's for another day.
I didn't start till this year actually. I watched when I got HBO Max. I watched all 8 seasons this year. I was hoping that season 7 wasn't gonna end on a cliffhanger, so I could stop there. But
that was my worst binge ever because you hear these people that binge shows and it's like literally like they'll watch a whole show in like a whole day. Like they're just they wake up and they watch it all the way through. And I've never really done that with the show until it came to Game of Thrones. And I was just like, what am I doing with myself? My wife would go away for volleyball and it would be like Saturday and Sunday. And I would just be there like in the morning until like 10 at night, just watching this show. Saturday. So I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? Like I didn't do anything today. I just watched this show. I'm just trying to get it all done.
That's what my wife does with the Avatar: The Last Airbender. She's loved that ever since it came out. And so she watches through it every summer. And there's times where like she'll watch it for 2 days straight.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh my goodness.
Nickelodeon series, you mean the animated kids?
Yeah, not the movie. No, the movie doesn't exist. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the series. Yeah.
We got Jonathan Ayala. What do you say? Yo, what up, Tyler? We miss you on Twitter, homie. The Boys is amazing. It's almost identical to the comic book run. Besides Junkie XL's panel tomorrow, what are you looking forward to for DC Fandome tomorrow? Yeah, again, I mean. I'm looking forward to some announcements. I don't even know if they're going to announce anything, but it just seems like they should.
Yeah.
There's a reason they split this up. There is.
Yeah, they're not going to want everything that was amazing to be just on the first day and let the second season be a dud. Yeah. But with that being said, I mean, I've seen there's a panel with Val Kilmer on it, which I'm sure that if he's on there, like they'll at least address something about Batman Forever, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other ones where like they might have something there. But just from the schedule that I've seen, like I'm going to stream about it tomorrow and like watched some things, but nothing has really popped out to me.
Yeah.
About it, but I still hold out hope for something awesome to come out.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if we don't get anything tomorrow, I'm okay because I mean, the first part of DC Fandome was, I mean, groundbreaking. Honestly, like, I still can't even believe it happened.
Right.
Exactly. And I've been wanting to talk to you about that Batman trailer for so long because I was at. Were you on I don't know if you were on Poindexter's Lounge. Were you on that? Because I was watching it on my TV. Were you there when he?
Yeah. I was on Poindexter's Lounge. Yeah.
So like the whole day was just kind of a blur, and then like I knew the last thing that I was looking forward to was the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say like I was looking forward to it, but I just didn't know what to think. And I was watching it on my TV, and then they showed the trailer, and I was just like, my jaw was hitting the floor. I was like, are you kidding me? How in the hell did I just get the greatest trailer from Zack Snyder's Justice League? And then you give me this Batman trailer? Like, the dude only filmed 25% of it. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, again, big Ben Affleck fan, favorite Batman right now. But that trailer blew me away.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, like I have no – I mean, I could definitely possibly see Robert Pattinson maybe taking the crown from me because of how good that trailer was. But again, we still have to see the movie. Yeah. But like, no, I react the same way as you did. That trailer was fantastic. The music, the cinematography, the freaking beat down at the end.
Yeah.
And his voice is just – it's just like it's not anything crazy. It's just
it's just kind of normal almost.
Yeah, it's just a little growly.
He does like a hint of Christian Bale, but it's not over the top.
It's not, where's the trigger? It's not that. But no, everything about it I liked. And the suit's growing on me. It's still not my favorite suit, but it's definitely growing on me.
But dude, honestly, when I first saw the Ben Affleck suit, I hated it.
Oh, really?
I hated it because I've always hated the gray. So when I saw that, and I like, because I was obsessed with the Christopher Nolan, the second suit. I was Christian Bale's second suit. I was obsessed with that. I think still to this day, that's my favorite suit. But yeah, like when I first saw that, I was like, oh God. But then like, again, you see it in action and it just grew on me. I was like, man, like this suit's awesome. And it's the same thing with Pattinson's suit. Is it kind of looks like the Lee Bermejo suit from and I really dig that. You know what I mean?
It's a combination of Lee Bermejo, the Telltale series bat suit, a little bit of what was it like? A little bit of Gotham by Gaslight-esque with the collar.
Yep.
And then of course the Talon Court of Owls thing on his gauntlet, which is odd.
Yeah, what is going on with that? Like what does he have on his like? Are those like stakes or something? Like what is that?
Perhaps like because again, this is a early on suit. What I think it's going to be is just like metal rods to kind of give him a solid surface to block. Because like maybe he doesn't like have any like metal plating yet.
Okay.
Because I think I heard rumors that his suit is going to get damaged to the point where he has to get a new one or make a new one.
Nice.
And so he's going to get a more updated one where it's like not like metal plating.
Honestly, I feel like he's going to take those sticks out and start stabbing people with them. That's what I feel like. He's going to take them out and just start getting people in their eyes.
That'd be funny.
But yeah, like that, the suit's growing on me. That trailer was amazing. But the thing that I love, and this is why Christopher Nolan, this is why the Dark Knight trilogy was so amazing for me because it was so grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Matt Reeves is making this even more grounded. You know?
Yeah, it's like
mixed feelings about that.
It's grounded, but at the same time, it still feels like it has. Oh gosh, how do I explain it? Like, yeah, I can definitely see what you're talking about with the whole like Dark Knight trilogy feel to it. But I don't know.
Worry because of that. I don't want it to be a total rehash of Christopher Nolan. Like I would like if they put some sort of meta-human elements in there, just separated from Christopher Nolan. We got a great realistic Batman.
Yeah,
but you can already tell it's going to be different though.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this from the beginning. I really want eventually in this trilogy for them to have Clayface, because a detective-style Batman trilogy, Clayface is the perfect villain. And it's meta-human. It's got some more fantastical aspects to it, but it's also got mystery because he can, pose as anybody. And so I think it'd be really interesting.
So, what do you guys think about the?
It's one beer. I'm just having one beer, Nicotina. This is not like on your show. I promise you that.
What do you guys think about the date change for Wonder Woman?
Not surprising.
No. surprising at all. I mean, Tenet, if Tenet had a better reception, which it did well considering. I mean, but if it did have something better, probably could have. But I mean, I would go see Wonder Woman. I mean, I went to see Tenet.
Tenet's doing good, but all the markets aren't open up, so that's the problem. It's still making decent money, but
another thing is that theaters are open, but there's just a lot of people that are just really scared to go to the theater. Yep. And like, I went to my local theater and there was like 5 people in the theater. Like,
yep.
But again, the whole thing is like, if you wear a mask, we've been told masks work, so like, I don't get what the problem is.
Honestly, they're probably safer now than they were before COVID. Quite frankly,
yeah.
Like, I mean, they sanitize better. Like, I'll be honest, the theater I go to before COVID was not the best sanitized. I swear I saw a rat a couple of
no theater was. Yeah.
So now they're doing such a better job that I'm probably less likely to get sick than I was before COVID. So just saying, people, as long as you take precautions, you're not an idiot, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was pissed that they took the butter away. Like they're like the theater that I went to. There's like the two sides when you buy stuff, and then it has like this little like butter dispenser, and they took those away, and I was like, that's the whole reason I got the popcorn. And now I'm sitting here.
Just bring your own stick of butter. I
know, right?
That's weird because like on my the one I go to, they still have butter. Just the only difference is you can't. Well, no, I guess that one you couldn't do it yourself. Are you sure they just took the self-service ones away because they may?
You know what? Yeah, no, it was they took the self-service ones away. They probably would have done it if I asked them to. I didn't even think about that. But they weren't even checking my ticket when I went in. It was the weirdest thing. There was one person working there behind the counter doing the popcorn or whatever, and I just walked in and he was just like, "What's up? You want anything?" I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I accidentally walked into the New Mutants. So I was at like the end of the movie, and I was like, "This is the wrong." The wrong theater I walked into because my ticket was all weird. It had like 2 numbers on it. So then
you didn't miss much with New Mutants.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really looking forward to it anyway, and I still haven't seen it. But
it's not terrible, but it's like, for me, it was just kind of meh. Like, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It just didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
And look to the theaters though.
What was that?
Any excuse to go to the theaters for me. Like, it's like, I don't care if it's meh at this point.
Yeah, I went. I mean, if you want to go out to the theater and see it, like, you definitely, I mean, obviously you can. It's your own life. It's your own visual, I guess, your own viewing experience. But I just didn't care for it. I walked out of the theater thinking like, yeah, that was a movie. Cool. All right, let's move on.
Han says it's too soon to go to the cinema. Why is it too soon?
I mean
if you're scared for your life, then maybe.
I mean, it's all up to you at the end of the day. But like, in my personal opinion, if like, I mean, theaters are not packed right now. I mean, if you go now, there's gonna be like 5 people in your theater. I mean, if you wear a mask, there's no reason to be scared with that. So I mean,
you have to take it off if you're gonna have snacks. But other than that,
well, like I was in the perfect place when I watched Tenet because I had in the theater there was like 5 people in like the back rows, and then there was the middle row that's in front of the railings. Like nobody's behind you, and there's like walkway in front of you, so you have leg room. I sat right in the middle, all by myself, big drink and popcorn. I was like, all right, cool. This is perfect.
Listen. I know a lot of people, are scared of this thing. And at first I was scared too, but then I'm looking at all the statistics and everything, and I don't really want to get into that. But what I will tell you is that I go to the grocery store every Saturday.
Yeah.
And the grocery stores are packed. And I get in line. I'm behind people. Everyone's wearing a mask, including myself. And we're all touching items. We're all buying stuff, putting them in our grocery carts, and we go home. But people are afraid to go to a movie theater where there's going to be 3 people that are all going to be spread out.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make much sense. Now, if you don't go to the grocery stores because you're afraid, then okay, I understand. But I'm just saying that me personally, that's what I'm looking at. These people are worried, and I'm just like, and of course I'm worried too, but still, it's like we have to go to the grocery store to get food. Yeah, so that has to happen, and I'm around hundreds of people sometimes, I feel like, in there.
Yeah. Jonathan Ayala, or I guess Aya, how you pronounce that, said it really best. It's honestly more likely to get COVID getting grocery shopping than going to the movies. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're comfortable going to the grocery store, theaters is no problem.
Yeah. And I actually went to a COVID testing set the next day after Tenet, and I was negative. So.
Well, I want to say one thing about this. I don't care. I'm just going to say it. Is they came out with something they put on the CDC website maybe a week or 2 ago, and they did this, and no one saw it, but some people did, and it really blew up. Was the fact that at the moment, out of 160,000 deaths in like the United States, only 6% of those were actually COVID related.
Like strictly COVID.
Strictly COVID. So what that means is all those other people that died, they had the coronavirus in their system, but that's not why they died. It was just in their system. So they say they died because of the virus when they did not. Only 6%, which came out to like 9,000 people. So 9,000 people out of everyone that's contracted this virus have died from it. So I just want to say that. And again, a lot of people thought it was fake. It was like, it's not on the CDC website. And I looked it up and I went there. There it was. I saw it with my own eyes. So it's there. That's all I have to say about that.
Right.
So that should kind of ease, everyone a little bit.
Still take precautions, but don't over worry.
Right. It's not the Black Plague, but like, don't be stupid. You know, it's a simple thing.
Exactly. And a lot of doctors are saying that too. Wash your hands, wear a mask, wash your hands.
Practice good hygiene.
Yeah, exactly.
You've already been doing anyways.
Do simple things like that. Yeah, what you should have been doing. And you should be good. And guess what? I've been doing that, and so far I've been good. So
yeah.
I'm surprised Hardboiled Entertainment's here. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
I thought he was I don't know, he didn't like me anymore. Hey folks, I've been spearheading a hashtag event tonight. Amy Adams, Lois Lane. Monday we had the Tablet Superman. Let's do this. Nice. Speaking of hashtags, I saw that Scott Fowler had an event and he got like 100K tweets or something like that, or reach maybe.
He got a lot. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, it was a pretty big day yesterday.
That's awesome, man. Good for him.
Yeah.
That's great.
Pretty good because he had some competition trending that day because it was the day where cancel Netflix, which we don't. You're saying it did get trending.
I was watching Nerdy. I said like when the show started, I said I was at work today. I was listening. I could say I was listening to your show last night, The Four Nerds, and you guys were talking about the whole cuties thing. And it's funny because you guys were like 15 minutes in and you're just talking about a movie. You're saying this movie. I'm like, what are they talking about? What is this thing? Well, I need to know what this is. And then
we kind of beat around the bush quite a bit because like all of us were really passionate about like our feelings about the movie and like we didn't want to get too into it, but then we ended up doing it anyway. So it's just like whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, saying you're gonna stop and you didn't.
Yeah,
you kept on trying to get away from it. It was funny. You were trying to get away, but they were just like, And what's the whole thing with like Ryan talking about Star Wars? You guys not like because he got so heated, like he never cusses and he was just going off.
He never cusses?
I never hear him really cuss, and then he was talking about Star Wars last night.
See him on my streams, man.
Really?
Like he goes off.
It was pretty funny.
Well, the thing is that it was 2 days ago on a Facebook messaging chat room that we have like Fatals in there, Zero Fett, Zod Rider, Krypton Cage is in there, Nicotina.
On Facebook?
On Twitter.
On Twitter, okay. Because I was like, I have Facebook. I can do that.
Yeah, I need to add you on Facebook, man. But basically what happened was we started talking about The Last Jedi the other day. And both Krypton Cage and I don't hate it. And we were talking about the reasons why we don't hate it. And there's some things we like about it. I mean, we obviously know it's not a great film, but like we were talking about it. And then Fatal, I kind of trolled Fatal a little bit into like getting into more of an argument because Fatal's very passionate about his hate for The Last Jedi.
Yeah. And
Zebra Fett, of course, is on his side as well. And so it's this long conversation. It probably lasted like 2 hours, which is back and forth. The Twitter feed was, or I guess the message thing was going so fast, we had to keep refreshing. And it was crazy. And so that was just kind of a hint at the conversation that was had on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very passionate about Star Wars. I don't know. Did you actually see Ryan's show, Zebra Fett's show, Star Wars? Did you saw a lot of good.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Sorry, subject to review. Yeah.
No, that's fine. No, I don't really get into the whole Star Wars stuff. That's not really my thing.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing because like I love Star Wars, but right now a lot of Star Wars fandom is just very hateful right now. They just get very passionate in a negative way about it. And so like basically it was just me and Anthony from ACS debating against Zod Rider and Zebra Fett about the sequel trilogy. And it's interesting.
Was that on Ryan's show where he had like the timer?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I watched maybe a couple minutes of that where he was timing you guys and let you talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hardboiled Entertainment says don't eat bats. Yes, not eat bats.
That should go without saying, Aussie.
And then we got, I've never seen him before, Tube Dude, who's from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. What's going on? I actually went to Ontario last year with my family. My father-in-law, he's got a place in Ontario. We go like probably every other summer.
Nice.
Yeah, well, you know what? It was fine the first time we went, but then bringing my son last year, he was just turned 1, and it just wasn't a good time. It's just yeah, but whatever.
I gotta make a confession. I've never been out of the country, even to Canada.
Yeah.
Never been out.
That was my first time, maybe like 5 years ago. The first time I went out of the country was Canada, and then I went out of the country for my honeymoon, and that was it.
And I really don't plan on leaving, honestly.
Hey, I understand, but at some point, I mean, I've left the country so many times. How have you not left the country? I've
moved everywhere else in the country. I've moved literally everywhere inside the U.S., but never left.
Right. Well, I've lived in the Midwest all my life, so I shouldn't.
Yeah, Midwest, West Coast, East Coast. I've hit everything.
So Nerdy, where are you at? Like, where are you at right now?
Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, very opposite side of the country from where you are. Because no, you're not. You're in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, man, you're only a couple hours away.
For some reason, I thought you were in California, but
I wish I was in California. All right, so I have a question.
Do you? The orange skies?
Actually, no. You know what? When I was younger, I wanted to go to California so bad, but now I'm just like, no, I'm good. Like maybe one time in my life I want to go to California, and that's it.
Yeah, I lived there for a couple of years, and I mean, it'll be a nice place to visit, but I don't want to live there again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, who knows? We'll see how things go with my situation.
Yeah.
Where are you? Texas?
Out there. I don't know. So.
Are you Texas?
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Yeah, he's just down the road from Zod Rider.
There you go. You two should meet up and do a show.
That's pretty funny.
You know where the spot is Texas, because I think Ryan's there, Fatal's there, Jeffrey's there. That's where
you also have Steph from Minority Home. They're all in Texas, and I'm from Texas originally, so I'm just like, man, come on.
Eventually, maybe when this whole thing is like over with, the whole virus, hopefully we should all go to Texas and do a major stream.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really cool.
And we can all watch the Snyder Cut together and freak out over it. Okay, so I have a question for you guys, for both of you and everyone in the chat. I'm looking for a movie to watch after this, and I need help. Give me a movie to watch. Because here's the thing that I always struggle with, right? Is I always like new stuff. And if it's not new, I like newer movies that I really enjoy. But I'm always looking for stuff I haven't seen that's newer. But again, there's so many classics that I haven't seen. So, like a big classic that's on my radar is Die Hard. I've never seen Die Hard. And a lot of people
You've never seen Die Hard?
No, they're like, you have to watch Die Hard. So I'm like, is tonight the night that I watch Die Hard?
No, it's September. So no, wait till November when Christmas movies.
Okay, that's what everyone says.
I'm sorry. Movie. No, I have to refute that. I'm sorry. The only thing Christmas about that movie is the Christmas party at the beginning. That is it.
It takes place on Christmas Eve, so it's a Christmas movie.
Whoa, okay. I have to refute that. Just because a movie takes place at Christmas does not make it a Christmas movie. It has to have Christmas themes to it. It has to have things that allude to the holiday. Die Hard does not, in any stretch of the imagination, allude to Christmas. It's an action movie, in my opinion, anyway.
It's a Christmas action movie.
Oh my gosh!
So here we go. We got some good answers. Pulp Fiction. I actually watched Pulp Fiction probably for the first time 4 months ago. I think I'm a fan of Quentin Tarantino, because did you guys see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood last year?
No, I haven't. I've heard good things though.
I enjoyed the hell out of that. I really did. So, and then I started watching more Tarantino movies, and I watched that, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it. And then we got Jonathan Ayala is giving me some good ones. David Ayer's a Tax Collector. That's a good one. Tube Dude is 2001.
Bill and Ted 3.
Dune 84. Bill and Ted. Okay. I started watching the new one last night. So maybe I could finish that tonight. I don't know. I think I have like an hour left.
It's a fun one. It's fun.
Okay. Fatal J with the super chat. What is going
what's
on?
Up, man?
Tyler knocked my dad Babe Ruth baseball over the fence. My dad's going to kill him.
Nice.
Sandlot reference. Wow.
Yes.
Fatal. I'm
it's
impressed.
The beast.
Maybe I should watch the Sandlot. Oh my god.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Are you looking specifically for a movie, or is a series an option?
Specifically for a movie, dude. I've been so trapped with series lately, especially with my wife. And it's funny because I always would choose movies over shows. And like this last year, 2020, like think I prefer like shows over movies now. Like it's like shifting for me because shows have gotten so much better. Like they're movie quality now.
Yeah, there's more content to absorb, more story,
Yes,
and you don't have to worry about a time frame.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can agree with you there.
And
That's
yeah.
why I kind of want Batfleck's project on Expo Max to be a mini series.
Yeah, exactly. And with Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's going to be 4 hours. So I mean, that's and it's what's so awesome about that is they're going to give us a series and then they're going to give us the movie and put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
It's God, I can't wait. I just want a release date.
I know it's got to get those fingers crossed, but they may have to wait till everything's because they have to do some additional filming, or is that already done?
They do, and I think I heard they were going to start in September. So here we are.
Because they might want to get that done first before they can.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It really, because if you look at it like this, if you look at Zack's original movie was 3.5 hours, and now it's going to be 4 hours. So now you're looking at 30 minutes of additional photography. So my question is how much of that additional photography is going to be like all over the place within this movie, or is it all going to be at the end? You know what I mean? Like, where is that going to fit in? So if a lot of it fits in like all over the place, then, you know, that's why they don't have a release date yet. But if like most of it is going to be like the last episode, or all 30 minutes is going to be the last episode, then they could, you know, still have an idea of when they want to start this thing. Because a lot of times, like these shows, like I'm pretty sure some shows like start and they're still filming like episodes as the show's starting, and they're still like.
That's kind of longer shows, like longer season shows.
What's that?
That's kind of like longer season shows.
Yeah. Like exactly. Like easier shows that don't really like, they don't require like CGI and visual effects, like just easy stuff you can just film and plop in there. And that's the thing too, is we don't know, like, is he adding a lot of like heavy visual effects CGI scenes, or is it because we know with the Martian Manhunter, it's literally just Harry Lennox just walking.
And that you can just do in front of a green screen.
Exactly. It's just him walking. So it's like, okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they have to do the CGI on him turning in, I guess, into Martian Manhunter, or however they're going to do that. But again, how many scenes are just going to be people just talking and doing? I don't know.
Jonathan, I love your taste. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Yes. Those movies get hated on way too much.
Dude,
they don't deserve the hate they get.
And that's the problem with me as well, is I always go to superhero movies.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And immediately I go to either one of the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy movies, or I go to Zack Snyder's BVS or Man of Steel. Like, it's just automatic. It's just which one?
Tube Dude, are you referring to Legion with Paul Bettany? Because if so, that one's dope.
That's a good one. Barry Allen says Citizen Kane. I don't know about that one. Maybe a little too old for me. Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. That's a good movie. The newest one is really long though.
Yeah. One superhero show to watch would be The Way Back. I watched that with Ben Affleck, and I wanted to support him in another project I'm very passionate about. Which maybe this isn't the appropriate drink to be having during that movie, but
you can have one. I'm pretty sure he'll drink a couple here or there. Just
that's the point. To be controlled. Alcohol, like part of it's about fighting his addiction to alcohol. So things like,
but you also have to look at what was going on in his life at that moment.
Yeah,
he was going through a divorce. He was going through what was happening with Justice League, and you know, there was a lot going on. But now you're in a situation where he's happy again. He's in a new relationship. His career seems to be making a turn.
Well, I meant the character is going through alcohol addiction too.
Oh yeah.
So,
that was a pretty good movie.
So, but yeah, that's probably why he did it though. So what you said is that he was going through all that stuff. So doing something partly about overcoming that addiction was probably perfect for him, because he could do it.
Oh yeah.
So it's on HBO Max right now, so I would recommend that movie.
David Ayer's Fury. Yes. Fury is a good one. Oh, dude, it's one of my favorite war movies right now.
Okay. Well, see, that's the problem with me is war movies. I'm not a big fan of war movies, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's probably my favorite role of Shia LaBeouf.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
So Hardboiled says, what Tarantino movies haven't you seen? It's actually quite a lot. It's The Hateful Eight. I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs. I haven't seen Jackie Brown. Is that it? Oh, I haven't seen any of the Kill Bills.
Yeah, same here.
I think I'm kind of like 50-50 because I've seen Pulp Fiction, I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I've seen Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards is great.
Yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, I mean, like for what I've seen from him, I've enjoyed. I like.
So you're Italian, correcto.
Double Indemnity is an awesome classic noir. Okay.
I want my Nazi scalps.
Akira, Hans, Zardoz, Phase 4, Shogun Assassin, Gummo, Fistful of Diamond. Holy crap. What are those?
Yeah, I don't know.
Those?
What are those?
Hey, have you guys ever seen The Raid? I heard that's pretty good.
Never seen that one yet.
I heard like the martial arts in that is insane.
Look,
looking forward to The Mandalorian season 2. When is that? I heard that's coming out soon, right?
October.
October. They came out with promotional images just a couple days ago. I'm guessing there's some passage of time because what's his face played by the guy who played Apollo Creed. He has kind of like a scruffy.
Oh, he's in there.
Yeah, he's
I forget his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's the leader of the bounty hunters kind of thing. But he has like a more white-ish beard growing in this one. People have like different stuff that they're wearing. It's like I think there's some time passage being hinted at with that.
Okay,
so it'll be interesting.
Okay, people watching for Baby Yoda only, which is sad.
Baby Yoda is the best thing to happen to Star Wars in a long time, since 2005.
I mean, I like Baby Yoda, but the show would be good without him at the same time too. I mean, I'm not saying it's not saying it's worse with him. In fact, it's still better with him, but it would still be good without him.
Yeah, Baby Yoda melts my heart though. It makes those like little baby noises. It's just like, oh,
Zebra Fett, get in here, Zebra Fett. People, here's the
Ryan.
If you want to, I'm going to give this to him if he's available.
Of course he's going to hop in. He's a lurker.
He said that yesterday. He's like, before I started my channel, I was a lurker. And
I was like, was?
And you know what's funny is I know what he's talking about because I did the same thing. I was always on like Twitter, like from like the back seats looking at what's going on and everything. Like I watched Chris Wong videos like religiously for so long.
Dang.
And then, yeah. Not anymore. All right, Ryan. Get on here. What else we got in here? Let's see. The gentleman is good. Okay, that's
Carl Weathers. That's Apollo Creed's name. Carl Weathers.
Okay. Niner Empire's up in here. The Black Dollar.
Hey.
Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I heard that's really good. Seven Samurai. You know who's always promoting that is Zod Writer. He cannot say enough about that movie. He always says the director's name. I don't even know how to say it, but he goes, so-and-so Seven Samurai is so
He's
good.
probably watched it like 50 times. It's probably why he knows the director's name so well.
I think it's his favorite movie. I really do.
Wouldn't surprise me.
What is this movie? Gummo? Gummo is scary. What is that?
I have no idea.
Gummo is one of the best movie scenes ever. A man being pissed off when losing an arm wrestling contest with a black dwarf, so he proves his manliness in a pro wrestling match with a chair.
What?
Okay, I'm sold.
Well, that's
okay.
I'm loving all these ideas though. I'm like, man, like Blade 1 and 2, like, yeah.
Is he wrestling like with a chair? Like, is he fighting the chair, or is he wrestling like using a chair?
I don't know. It's one of the best movie scenes. A man being pissed off when he loses an arm.
Because if he's wrestling against a chair, that sounds like a comedy.
Yeah, what the hell? I want to like look this up right now. Gummo. I feel like that's like a Netflix movie that no one's ever.
Yeah, what platform are all these movies on? Because it's like nowadays you have to find the right. I pay for so many streaming platforms. I don't want to pay like to rent a movie anymore. It's like
it says it's a drama indie film.
Yeah, it came out in 1997. What the hell?
Huh.
This looks kind of crazy. All right.
Kind of creeped me out a little bit. Not gonna lie.
The images are like, what the fuck? Like, some of these images look very bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, what? Okay, I'm gonna need some of this
to help you cope with what you're seeing.
Yeah. Which
hey,
public service,
did you guys order your Zack Snyder's newest T-shirt, the one that he was promoting?
Producer?
Oh, I still need to get a job before I can do that.
Yeah, I need to wait to get paid before I invest in that. Like I didn't try to be one of the first 1,000 because I figured there's no way.
Yeah,
But
I already have HBO Max, so I wasn't worried about that. But I know that I ordered it on the day of when it like went live. Like maybe I ordered it like an hour or two after it went live, and I see everyone's already getting their shirts, and it's been a couple days, and I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah, it's been like the past 3 days. It's been like steadily people have gotten them, and so yours will probably come soon enough. Because I mean, East Coast. I mean, they're out in California, so it's going to take a heck of a long time to get out here. I mean, remember how long it took for me to get my freaking PIN number from YouTube?
Oh yeah. So you finally got it?
Yeah, finally, like 2 weeks
good.
ago. Man.
Yeah, that was so weird that they were doing that.
Why did you say PIN number? That you do know the N stands for number, right? It's kind of redundant to say PIN number.
Well, that's what they said on all their emails.
Okay, that's just weird then. It's your PIN because it's basically saying your personal identification number.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dumb. But nope, finally got it. So
with Fandome Part 2 tomorrow, like Nerdy, like there he is. Here he comes.
Oh no.
Oh, what's he doing? There he is.
What's up?
Bad take, Ryan.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Bad take, Ryan.
Magnificent take, Ryan. What's up?
Nothing.
What are you guys doing?
Are you working right now?
I am.
What do you do for a living?
What I do I'm a jack of all trades.
I know you are.
Wait, why is it nighttime? It's nighttime where you are.
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh,
and he's
gone. And that smile is left.
The beautiful smile. Oh, he's coming back in.
You missed it. Oh,
there he is.
I think I'm outside. Yeah.
What coast?
You think you're outside?
What coast am I?
I'm
Gulf Coast. I'm Gulf Coast.
Oh, we're behind.
That's what I'm looking at. Yeah.
Nice.
So there we are. So yeah, no, it's pretty late. But I just thought to pop in for a minute because support Tyler. I love Tyler. Bat Dan, you're awesome. And
appreciate you.
I think that's everyone.
Fair enough.
I'm just messing with you, Dawson. You're my dog. So I heard you guys were talking about Ben Affleck and his relationships
for like a second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I caught. So
we were talking about the way back and like both the actor and the character.
The way back. I mean, it was easy for him to do that role because
he lived it.
He was going through it. Yeah, he's just living it. So it wasn't really a stretch for that guy. So I mean, it was a good movie. The other movie he did where he was trying to get somebody over a mountain in South America. I forgot what that one was. Like Triple Frontier.
Oh yeah,
that was a pretty good movie too.
It's on Netflix.
It started out good, and then the ending wasn't too hot.
I mean, I didn't mind him dying. Spoilers.
Okay, well, I'm about with that now. Then good job. Bad take, Ryan.
There you have it. I just made Bat Dan's night. So.
Oh God, Ryan, you are a real troublemaker. You really don't.
I know, right? I always instigate. So, but I got to jump off because I got to do some work. But I just thought I'd jump on and say, hey, what's up? Because tomorrow I'm going to be working again, so I'll be missing out on Fandome, and I'll be missing out if there's anything on Sunday morning. So.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Something big happens.
Yeah. I think everybody's like downplaying Fandome. I think they're gonna have some good.
There's not.
I hope they will.
I think something I see where I predict an announcement happening.
Well, see, they didn't just like the last Fandome. They didn't. They released the Ben Affleck news a couple days before Fandome, so that it wouldn't like take away from the Matt Reeves. Trailer and all that, all that Batman talk. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't have anything other than, the whole Ray Fisher, Jason Momoa thing this week, but that wasn't planned actually. So that was just kind of forced. That was forced. And I think Jason Momoa was cool because he was like, yeah, my Dune trailer's out, so I can give a shit,
They already know I'm in the movie. They're not going to refilm my
they
scenes.
Take me out now. What are you going to paint me out?
Yeah, Jason Momoa has so much pull at WB right now.
Oh yeah.
He got his money already. He said, "I'm rich, bitch."
I'm rich, bitch.
I got to add that on the show. That would actually be funny. Darnell Rollins.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. right?
Mhm.
Oh,
All right,
Oh, man.
Ryan.
All right,
Well,
well, I'm gonna take off. I'll see you guys later, man, and
Awesome.
take care.
all right,
you
you
as well,
too.
man.
Or
Have a
spoil
good one.
the movie for us. Oh,
Are you just flipping him off?
he spoiled the movie.
He did.
I totally forgot about that movie. It started off so good, and then
So
Didn't
yeah,
get
I
into
take Ryan. You know what? Next 4 nerds, just don't let him on the show. Just don't let him on the show. You know what? I'll take his place, even. I'll take his place. Just for
the
spoil-
question is whether there's going to be any movie news. You know what? I made a video about this is the whole Mortal Kombat situation because Ed Boon was supposed to be there. So when it comes to Ed Boon, he runs NetherRealm, which they make the Mortal Kombat games and they make the Injustice games. And there's been rumors, and I think what's his name, Boss Logic actually made like a poster for an Injustice 3 game. So there's been rumors that he would possibly announce that, or we know there's a Mortal Kombat movie that's coming out in January, which we still don't have a trailer for, which is most likely going to be moved. So yeah, I mean, and we saw that they were promoting Mortal Kombat on the Fandome whatever teasers, like they had like the game on the side. Now it was a game, it wasn't the movie, but still. So you got him possibly being there. You got Val Kilmer is going to be there. You know, I don't know. I mean, hopefully they come out with something because I really don't think they're just going to be like, oh, okay, this is just the other half that no one really cares about. We'll just have it on a separate day and that's it. Like they should have saved some of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the fact that they came out with so much fire the first day, and I can't see them just going to the second day and just being like, yeah, again, whatever. That's
like why would they lay an egg on the second day intentionally?
Yeah, exactly. Because you could have, if that's the case, if that's what they do, then I don't know. I mean,
unless they really wanted to appeal to the movie audience on day 1 and then the television audience on day 2, which there is a lot of TV stuff happening, like CW, The Flash, Lucifer, which is actually one I'm excited for because I like the show Lucifer.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one too.
But yeah, a lot of it is TV stuff. So maybe they're trying to appeal like, okay, this is one demographic and we're going to appeal to the other demographic. So
yeah.
Hey, what's up, Hugo?
What is that? Yo, I'm here. Great thing to start. Yeah, I saw you. You drew them. You're always, man. You're doing everything, Dawson.
I'm trying to. Definitely trying to.
You're so nerdy in many ways. God.
I wonder why.
Barcelona B says maybe a Batwoman suit reveal.
Oh yeah, because they have the new actress.
Yeah. Do they have a panel for that? For the Batwoman?
Yeah, they do.
But I saw Batwoman season 1. It was.
I just didn't care enough to watch it, so like I don't really have an opinion either way. I've just heard a lot of negative things, so like I just don't care enough to watch it.
To SJW at times, like I mean, like this. There's a way to do those characters without shoving it in your face. Is more
right.
It's like I think what they did in Crisis on Infinite Earths, how like the first time we see fucking Batman, they made him like this horrible person. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And it was Kevin Conroy too. Like,
yeah. And they only did that to prop up Batwoman. And like, here's kind of like my thing. I'm totally fine with propping up women completely. But if you have to prop down men to do it, you're not doing a good job.
Right.
I see why these characters are good, not why these other ones are bad.
That's why I hear a lot of people have a problem with Supergirl, because that's also true I haven't watched. It's because they make Supergirl high up here, but Superman's also like down here for some reason.
Yep, because there was a fight where Superman was infected by silver kryptonite, so he thought Supergirl was Zod, so they were fighting. Supergirl won. Okay, not a huge deal. But then no, they have to nail in our heads that Supergirl beat him. He wasn't holding back. He was at full strength. Just so you know, Supergirl beat him. And it was like the way they acted afterwards was like, okay, stop. Like, so that's what I'm saying. And again, I'm not against Supergirl being stronger than Superman per se, but don't like make this huge ass deal about it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is Superman, one of the most powerful DC characters.
Well, he is the most powerful.
Yeah, I mean he's Superman. So like
he's as powerful as he needs to be.
Right. I mean that's why I do kind of a problem with Supergirl being more powerful than he is. Because like she's a secondary character for the most part. I mean, yeah, there's storylines and people love her. Like obviously Supergirl's a great character, but like it's Superman.
Yeah. So. Well, Q says, hello y'all. The secret movies, are they going to still be a secret, or they will reveal them? Thank you all. Yeah, I mean, we saw that before Fandom even happened, as they came out with the website and they had the 2 secret movies, which kind of just disappeared. And then we had that secret panel that disappeared on the first day.
Well, it was a comic book panel, so it was like it wasn't much.
No, but I thought like it said something about a movie, didn't it?
Maybe it didn't. Doing a Static Shock movie or something like that, but it didn't seem like they said, "Oh, this movie's happening" or anything. So
I just don't know why they would have that as one of the questions, and then it happens, and there's like, "Oh, screw that!" Like, I guess maybe it was an idea. I don't know, but again, when you look at the schedule for tomorrow, I don't see anything where there could be a secret movie revealed. Again, maybe they're hoping people are going to dig and they're just going to like come across it and then talk about it, and everyone will be like, "Oh, go to this, watch this, this little panel, whatever. This is where it happens," or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like I hope we're wrong about that. I hope we are, but like from what I'm seeing, it just doesn't look like there's much.
The only thing that we're going to get probably for announcement is Harley Quinn season 3, which I hope we do. We ought to get a Harley Quinn season 3.
Yeah,
I'm serious. HBO Max, if you're watching this, Harley Quinn season 3. I'm serious. You need to do this.
Oh, I mean, it's popular for them. It's like, why wouldn't they do it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they teased it in the panel at DC Fandom. Why would they tease it if they weren't going?
Right. Exactly. I like that.
What is this? Tyler, check out the film Harsh Times with Christian Bale, directed by David Ayer. What?
Huh. Interesting.
Whoa, wait a second.
Platform, Jonathan Ayer.
I never even heard of that.
Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max. Where do we see it?
It's a 2005 film.
Huh.
Interesting. Yeah. Touche. I always like stuff like that. It's like, oh, David Ayer directed Batman.
Yeah. Crossovers like that.
Like
cool.
What was the? Oh yeah, like the infamous one is the one with Jared Leto and Kristen Bale in American Psycho. Which I had no idea that Jared Leto was even in that movie. And I saw the movie like years ago, and they're like, "Yeah, he killed him." And I was like, "What?" And I found the image of them in the same room, and I was like, "Holy shit! There's Batman and Joker in 2 different movies."
Yeah,
yeah. See, that movie we need to see. That movie they need to announce, the one with Joker and Batman, directed by David Ayer. I want to see that movie, the real version of the movie.
Yeah.
Do you think it is safe to say that the Joker is going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League?
I would bet yes, but
I say yes, but very briefly.
Yeah. I'd say
post-credit scene.
You think post-credit?
Yeah, that's my opinion. Because I don't see him fitting in the actual story as we understand it.
I have read, I have seen like a bunch of like leaks that came out years ago before the movie was even coming out, and a bunch of these leaks all point to there being an Arkham scene. With something to do, they're all kind of different, but it's like something to do with Lex being broken out by, like, I think most likely Deathstroke, and then Joker being in that scene, like him being in a prison cell or something. Yeah. And I keep on hearing about that, and I really hope something like that goes down. And then it gets me thinking about the Nightmare scene. Like, you've heard possibly that the Joker could be in the oh my god,
like that whole rumor about Joker and Deathstroke appearing in the Batcave.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So, and also too, that you did see Joker's card in the trailer.
Yeah,
and they're really highlighting that, and it's interesting. Like, why would Batman have that on his gun? I want to know that. Like, is that like a trophy or something? Like, did he take him out or something? I don't know.
I mean, Batman is known to have trophies.
So would Ayer have to be a producer of that movie if they put Jared Leto's Joker in it then? Since technically David Ayer owns that portrayal.
I guess so. That makes sense to me.
Because, like, I'm surprised I haven't seen him as a producer of Suicide Squad. Oh, bless you. Because technically, even though David Ayer is not directing the film, they're using some of his characters. So don't they, like, normally, like, just slap on, like, producer credit or something like that if they...
Maybe, but at the same time, we have to remember that this version of Suicide Squad is Well, that's the thing, because, like, they have the same actress for Amanda Waller, the same actor for Rick Flag, and the same actress for Harley Quinn. So, like, they say it's separate, but at the same time, it's like, well, if it's separate, why'd you hire the same people?
Yeah, because even if it is separate, they're still using that same likeness that David Ayer essentially... I'm trying to not make it sound like slave trading.
Yeah. Is this objective previews?
Hey, how's it going?
It's Hugo.
Hey, what's up, Hugo?
Oh, good, thanks. I almost thought I couldn't make it. I couldn't get into my own house when I come back from watching a film over with my friends.
I love objective
Thanks.
previews.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. There you go. Let me put this.
Finally, we've come full circle, Tyler. Since
Yes.
the Zack Snyder Appreciation Group post you've been saying, and it's through you I found Nerdy and Batman.
Awesome. Wow,
Yeah.
look at that. Look at that.
That's
Sweet.
awesome.
Happy you're on the show right now.
Thank you. I'm really honored.
Oh. So are you looking forward to Fandome tomorrow, or you just think it's just gonna be, little nothing major is gonna happen?
Of course, I'm looking forward to it. I know you deleted Twitter, Tyler, and you didn't follow me to begin with. But there was this Sabrina pancakes meme, and I thought, yeah, that's me right now with every caption of a different trailer or game. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Did you happen to go by the same name on Twitter, or did you have a different, like an alias or something?
No, I had my Twitter handle's called The Other Who Fan because I'm a Doctor Who fan.
Okay.
I'm a DC fan. I just did the objective previews because I like it.
Usually I follow everyone back, but sometimes like Twitter just gets so crazy, and when you would have like those days, you would have those trending events, and it would just be like bonkers, and so many people would like end up following me because we're all like tweeting the hashtag, and I would try to follow them, and a lot of times a lot of the likes and the comments would get like I would miss them and shit like that. But yeah, I'm sorry I never followed you, but I don't have a Twitter anymore, so.
It's quite right. I need more people following me back so I can follow them back, unfortunately, at this point.
Yeah, I'm following you now.
Again.
What'd you say, Bat Dan?
I'm just saying I'm following him right now. He's a good guy to follow.
Yeah,
There you go. There you go.
exactly.
No, man, I loved, like, I followed all my Snyder Cut bros on there. So yeah, but so what can we talk about?
Oh, by the way, Into the People has a Batflick fundraiser right now.
Really?
Yeah, you can get, well, so I didn't get a shirt because I can't really afford frivolous expenses, so I got a mask because I need a mask, so
There you go.
I can feel
It's
less
cheaper
guilty.
than a shirt.
Yeah, so on Into the People, just put in Batflick shirt or something on Twitter. It's like, that's the one thing that's so hard about Twitter. It's like, it's hard to search for this stuff sometime, but yeah. So if you want
Look
to
it up on the internet.
Were you saying that you started this campaign, or
no, someone else did. I just found it.
okay?
I'm not that smart to start a campaign.
I wanted to throw in my 2 cents about we were just talking about the Suicide Squad, or as I call it, Squad. I think the reason it was always intended as a soft reboot when the Johnsburg initiative greenlit it. They kept what they believed was popular, what would bring people to see it, which was, of course, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. They seemed to have some faith in keeping Joel Kinnaman as Captain Rick Flag, and of course, Viola Davis is an Oscar award-winning actress, so they would not want to get rid of her as Amanda Waller, because of that prestige. And also Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. I think there must have been something there that they thought, we'll keep him along, because that's essentially saved his acting career in the big films after so many bombs like Die Hard 5 or Good Day to Die Hard.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, that's the shirt I'm talking about. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Hugo is like, yeah, they just kept. But even if it is a reboot, though, even if it's a completely different continuity, whatever, it's still likeness. It's still that same likeness. So that's why I thought David Ayer would have to be
That's why I thought when I talked to Dawson on the Cheerful Chat Monday, one of those episodes, that although James Gunn has got the keys to playing in that sandbox, he probably was having private conversations with David Ayer saying that this is my own story. I will be using particular characters that featured in your film, but I don't have any intention to contradict what you're doing. It is a standalone thing. And that's probably why David Ayer is continuing to support it on Twitter, because they're looking out for each other, even if the Johnsburg regime was trying to erase that first film that they had tinkered with to begin with.
Yeah, which is why I like. That's why I have a lot of respect for James Gunn right now. Is that he's supporting these projects, and I'm not one of those guys who says, "Oh, they said this joke on Twitter a while ago, cancel them forever." I'm not like that. There's enough cancel culture right now. I'm already the guy from Flash got fired because of 8-year-old tweets.
Yes,
which is ridiculous, but
cancel culture, man.
So but yeah, so that's one thing I like. And didn't James Gunn support Snyder at one point too?
I think they're like buddies, man. Like so James Gunn.
I've heard both sides of that conversation, so I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, like James Gunn, J.J. Abrams, Zack Snyder, they're all like, I don't know, through the years. But no, it's interesting that he has some of those characters in his movie. Honestly, I just need to see a trailer. Like, I know that on the first part of Fandom, they released that like behind the scenes, and I know a bunch of people enjoyed it. I was still kind of on the fence about it, and I hate the way that King Shark looks. Like, I hate his look. He looks really cartoony. Like it's bad. And I thought that King Shark on the Suicide Squad video game that's coming out, Suicide Squad Kills Justice League, I thought he looked better than what James Gunn had. And but I know that I thought he killed it with Guardians. Like, I watched that movie, I enjoyed it. So I think he'll do a pretty good job with the Suicide Squad movie. But I just need to see a trailer to get more, of an idea of how it's really going to be.
The King Shark reminds me of the Harley Quinn show, King Shark.
Exactly.
Because he has that same facial expression that King Shark has. He seems like, because if you watch the Harley Quinn show, like that King Shark is like he's a big pacifist, basically. Like, he hates violence, and also the King Shark kind of has that same, on the Suicide Squad, feels like it has that same vibe.
That could be a marketing thing. You know that when a movie does so well for a superhero franchise, it will go straight to the comic editorial and they'll say, right, Jason Momoa had a big beard, long hair. We'll bring back 90s Aquaman for the 2010s to 2020s because that film has sold gangbusters in tickets. So to get people reading our comics, we have to copy that likeness. Harley Quinn is blonde in Suicide Squad. People love her even if they don't like the movie. Just make Harley blonde or keep her blonde even. Just put the streaks in. Stuff like that. It's all a marketing thing.
I think that when it comes to Harley Quinn, I know like a lot of people like her character and all that, but I think WB, that they just had her on like too high of a pedestal, if you will. Yeah, because she kind of got her own movie, Birds of Prey, which was pretty much her movie, if you pretty much for the most part, and it didn't do that well. And I know there's a lot of reasons why I think it didn't do well, but I just think that no one cares about her character that much. I think WB thought that they did. They thought that people really wanted to see a Harley Quinn movie, and that
she has a big fan base, but it's like, compared to Batman and Superman, it definitely pales in comparison.
And that's fine. I'm not saying like if you're a fan, that's great. And I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm a fan. But I just don't think that fan base is that big to where it's going to make you a lot of money.
It's not as lucrative. I think what you're saying, it's not as lucrative as maybe the other things they should be focusing on.
Yeah, Batman and Superman. I mean, I would have liked a whole Harley Quinn trilogy done well, honestly, but like, Kathy Yen was not the person to direct it. Like, she just didn't. I think the biggest issue with Birds of Prey, honestly, they had an inexperienced writer and an inexperienced director together. That should never happen for any, like, something that they wanted to be a big project. Like, for example, the same screenwriter is going to be on The Flash, but at least she's working under a more experienced director.
Yeah.
That can kind of balance out a little bit. Whereas, but like, I think Harley Quinn's movie before the Johns era was going to be David Ayer's Gotham Sirens, essentially, which was be good.
Yeah, I think we could still get that Gotham City Sirens movie depending on the success of the Suicide Squad. I hope so, because I think that's the next stage in Harley's arc once she's broken away from Joker, is that she will become best friends with Poison Ivy, as is written, and eventually they will grow close. A romance will form, and hopefully that means AT&T will get over to DC Comics and say, "Put them back together. We were wrong." That was the first decision we ever made.
Series they just got back. They got together. So
all the more reason it's all topsy turvy.
So I mean, that could affect the movies too. But yeah, and that's because what's funny is that Margot Robbie was offered 3 different projects: Birds of Prey, Gotham Sirens, and Harley versus Joker. Personally, I think they should have greenlit all 3 because I think all 3 together make a perfect Harley Quinn trilogy.
Yes,
like with other characters, so it's so interesting to other people. So like especially like Harley versus Joker. I mean, even if Harley's not popular, Joker's in it. It's gonna draw a crowd. Like, let's be honest.
And Jared always needs a second chance after the dossier cut in theaters. The Suicide Squad.
Studio Squad, but
do you think Jared will come back?
I think so.
I think if the Ayer cut does well, I think he will. I mean, there's still people who still love to make fun of Jared Leto's Joker. Annoying, but I think if that does well, better reception.
Yeah.
And we've already shown that we are not the minority. I mean, I think say what you want about Justice League, and it was a bad movie, but you know what it did? It brought out the fan. It really brought out the fan base of BVS.
It brought out the silent majority that was staying quiet, that loved what was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think they would have released the Snyder Cut if we were such a small fandom? No, they wouldn't have. They would have said, okay, fuck that. We're not doing that. No, they released it because we are a big fandom. Because
and a bigger fandom means more money.
Yep.
Exactly.
And luckily, we have big names like Rob Liefeld in both the comics industry and the film industry. Jay Oliva as well.
Yeah.
Batting for us on Twitter every time. Jay Oliva would just bury people who were valid arguments. He would educate people, and Rob Liefeld, for all the issues he's having with his Deadpool money not coming in because Free's being delayed, he had enough time to spare to help us out by saying, "I want to see this creative's dream come true. Let's see his vision."
Jay Oliva just can't help himself from destroying people. He just can't.
It's because it seems like they don't want to Google, and unfortunately that's a human problem, is that we don't want to educate ourselves. We want to be spoon-fed things. Not all of us, of course, but
the people we're talking about, they don't want to do research, and they don't want to learn.
It's all like the internet. You should be trying to make the most of learning and questioning things.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to have an opinion on it. That's my big opinion.
Right.
You have an opinion on something, and again, I don't want to do the research on it. It's like, no,
do your research.
Yeah, and then you can have an opinion. I don't care necessarily if you have if you have a different opinion than mine, but if you're not going to educate yourself, then I don't really want to hear your opinion, quite honestly.
Yeah.
It just goes back to like how the Snyder Cut is just so monumental with what it did to this industry, just all across the board, and even as far as once that movie gets released next year on HBO Max streaming service, and if it does bonker numbers and they get so many subscriptions, now all those blockbusters could possibly just go right to streaming services now, because now they're like, okay, we saw what that movie did, we saw what this blockbuster movie did, and that will be the first movie to do it. So if it succeeds, you're going to see a huge shift, and you're already starting to see it. But like I said, they've yet to release a big blockbuster on one of these streaming services, and then that will be the first movie that will do it. And the problem with the Snyder Cut, and this is like the way that WB was going for a little bit, is they were trying to listen to the critics.
Right.
And then they very quickly realized that the critics aren't paying to see these movies. And they're like, okay, we got our critically, these movies like Shazam that did well critically. And what was the other one? Was it another? Oh, I think Birds of Prey did well critically. But they didn't make any money. And Zack Snyder, he always made you money. And his films, not everyone likes them, but his movies made money. Now they're realizing that we should have listened to the fans this whole time.
Should have listened to the money.
Exactly.
Tyler, they were divisive, yes, because there are a lot of people who prefer lighter stuff. There are other people who have become so conditioned to the MCU machine that has in itself become its own enemy, I guess. But that was the thing. This Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, they were divisive because they got people talking. They made the money and they got people talking. People are still talking to them to this day beyond, I enjoyed that scene.
Which I still, for the life of me, cannot understand how anyone in their right mind can call Man of Steel a bad movie or a bad Superman movie. I cannot understand it.
I answered that question for you on Saturday.
They have no reason.
Show.
What was that?
I answered that question for you on Nicotina's show. They're complete dumbasses.
No.
Very simply put.
I was a little out of it on Saturday, but anything I said on Saturday, I stand by completely. So,
because like I saw somebody on Twitter who said like, "Oh, I watched Man of Steel for the second time today. It's still so bad. It's the worst movie I've ever seen." It's like, you really have not watched a lot of movies, have you? Like, seriously.
I know.
Honestly.
Listen,
I would say at least you gave it another go.
Yeah.
Exactly. These people, and definitely watching Zack Snyder's films, this has taught me to not judge a film like on the first viewing. Like if it kind of like, if I have questions and I didn't really quite understand it, I need to go back and watch it again.
Right.
Because his movies, they age so well, and you need to go back to watch them. And these people, they watch it one time and they're just like, I don't know what that was. I hated it. It was a mess. And again, I came out of BVS confused. I didn't know what to think. And now it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But now my newest example that I can use is Tenet. I walked in, I watched Tenet, and I enjoyed it, but I was like lost. But you know what I said in my head? I said, I need to go back and I need to watch that movie multiple times, and I'm sure I'll love it. And as it's growing on me, I'm thinking about it. I really do like that movie. And
it's rewatch value.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what you need to be aiming towards. And there's this kid that I follow on YouTube that we were kind of coming up together, but he just does like strictly movie stuff and all kinds of. And he watched Tenet for the first time. He hated it. Like he gave it like a very piss poor score. So he was like, I really think I should go back and watch it again. A lot of people were telling me to go watch it again. So he did, and he came out the second viewing. He's like, oh my God, I love that movie. Like right there. So if he would have just went off his first reaction, never watched that movie again, he'd be telling everyone Tenet's trash, it's the worst movie ever.
Right.
Compared to now, where it's like, you got to watch it again. That movie is good. Like it takes time to realize what's going on, but it's very good. And that's a Zack Snyder movie. These people don't give it a second chance when they need to. And I gave it a second chance. Other people gave it a second chance. And
then BBS, there's another argument of like, oh, you only saw the theatrical version. Okay, you're doing yourself a disservice by not seeing the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
And I've encountered so many people that counter the argument like, well, I shouldn't have to see the extended cut in order for it to be a good movie. Is like, okay, this is not just an extended cut. This is, and they bring up the example. They're like, Lord of the Rings movies have extended cuts, but the original versions are good. It's like, well, first off, Peter Jackson knew they're gonna have theatricals and extendeds. He knew about that. Whereas Zack Snyder, he didn't know they're gonna butcher his movie all to hell like they did. He didn't know they're gonna do that. He expected a Batman and Superman epic film could be 3 hours and there'd be no problem because it's Batman and freaking Superman. Yeah. So when they cut it down, it cut out everything that made his story actually work.
Yep.
And people don't understand that. It's just like, and because they don't want to watch it, they're like, oh, it shouldn't be that bad if it's just the extended cut's much better. It's like it's a different movie. It really is.
This is the thing we should admire about Zack, though, Dawson, is that like with Justice League, where he knew he was going to get revisions from Jeff Johns that he'd have to film, he still filmed his bits on the side in secret with the cut of BVS that we got in theaters. He knew he had to compromise in the end, but he thought it will backfire on Warner Brothers and they will ask me to release a longer version with everything placed better. So he kind of, I think he thinks ahead a lot of the times before stuff hits the fan, really.
Yeah,
definitely. When they were released, were like #1 for like 5 weeks or something like that.
Yeah. It's still kind of higher up in the charts, isn't it? It's like in the top 50 best-selling Blu-rays of all time.
Yep.
Yeah, I ordered mine. Like I didn't, because I still liked the theatrical version, but then when I saw the Ultimate Edition, I'm like, wow, like that makes a difference. And like ever since I saw it in theaters, I've never watched the theatrical version again because why would I? There's a better version of it.
Exactly, and that's something that Warner Brothers, they screwed themselves with. Is because a lot of people knew that there was going to be an ultimate version that was being released on DVD. So why would you even go back to the movie theaters, or why would you even go to the movie theaters if you know that they're going to release a longer ultimate edition on DVD in a couple months? So that's what killed their sales. So that movie would have made over $1 billion. And that's when all the shit went south. If BVS would have made over $1 billion and still it wasn't like a critical success, I think it would have been a different story. But it didn't.
Suicide Squad would have happened.
What's that?
David Ayer's Suicide Squad wouldn't have been butchered.
No.
Because we would have trusted the direction. We would have gotten the real version of Justice League right away.
Yep.
But then, as pointed out, I wouldn't have met all you guys. So
exactly. You know what?
Right.
It was. It's kind of like a bittersweet thing that happened. It sucked at the time for what they did to him, and it was very sad. But then like he comes back, and now all this is happening, and more stuff is in motion. So it's like in the end we've made out even better. So definitely, I mean, I wish it didn't happen, but it did. But now look at us now. I mean, talk about DC Fandome. I'm like, this would have never happened if it wasn't for them getting Zack back to finish his movie and everything.
Right.
But I'm needing to disagree though with BVS about a lot of people who don't like it say they don't like a lot of the setup for Justice League. When I look at that back after multiple viewings, and I don't see it as fan service anymore if you don't have it for the story because it is a 5-part arc.
Yeah.
Well, it just feels like it would be much more bare. And you want the shock things that will actually have payoff, like Flash coming to Bruce via a dream through time travel. You want the sort of how does Luthor know about metahumans beyond Superman? You want Wonder Woman to be there because Diana has been screaming for a movie for years and they never got anything off the ground. So you put her in BVS, and if Zack and Chris can make it work, then it's good and enough to sell the movie further. Even if maybe they don't put her in the trailer, it would still get people talking. They think Wonder Woman was there, and people were just so used to either, if you know it, the unsold pilot that didn't materialize but has been leaked for years, or they just know her from the animated versions, or Linda Carter. And I think we all love Linda Carter's version for what it is, and we like that it existed. It is a big symbol of girl power on television alongside stuff like Charlie's Angels, but we need a Wonder Woman for today's times as well. And Gal Gadot is that, and that's thanks to Zack.
Yeah.
For all we know, she could have, if Zack didn't come to her thinking this will be my Wonder Woman, she would have just finished with Fast and Furious 6 and 999 and said, well, I'm retired now. I don't enjoy acting anymore. I might just go back to modeling or being a mother or something. And she can still do those things, but she is having the time of her life at acting because she feels she owes so much to Zack. She loves the character.
Yeah. And you bring up a funny thing about that Flash scene in BVS. People are like, oh, it's so confusing. What does it even mean? Is like, have you ever heard of setup for a following movie? And people are still like, we still don't know what it means. Like, because the movie hasn't come out yet. You dingus.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. It makes you want to go back to the next one. It's like an advert, but you don't have to wait for the post-credits scene. And it makes sense because when you think about it after you've viewed it more than once, you think, right, there is a reason why Flash has appeared in this dream, and he looks all rugged and weathered and destroyed almost, because Lois is the key. But what does that mean? I have to tune into Justice League to find out. I have to come back. And that is what entertainers do, and artists as well. We have to give the audience an urge to ask for more. And sometimes we do have to deliver, especially with a 5-part arc.
Hopefully we can get it, which is why I'm going to say again, watch the Snyder Cut. Don't pirate it. Don't pirate it. Don't.
Well, people are going to pirate it. They're going to pirate it.
But no.
Us fandom should know better, is what I mean.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're part of the fandom, you know that you're not going to pirate it. You're going to spend the money because you know what it means.
Yeah.
But no, like that's another reason, like why I love Zack is he just has so many layers to his films, and if you look at it, the Snyder Cut is kind of gonna be like 3 different films. You're gonna have part of it's gonna be nightmare sequences, and then part of it's gonna be the history lesson. And then you're going to have the modern day stuff, what's happening now. It's crazy. Like, the guy has so many layers. He's giving you, like, in essence, 3 different movies in one. And that's just another reason why I love his work. and I can't wait to see this damn thing, man. I'm so ready for it.
It is like the New 52 on screen when the New 52 started in a DC's relaunch following Flashpoint in their comics. You had Jeff Johns working on several things, and you had Jeff Lemire with Justice League Dark while Johns was doing Justice League and Shazam. And you had Grant Morrison just doing the backstory for Superman. There was so much going on. It did feel like a massive event was happening, even if a lot of people there were that didn't like the New 52.
Yeah.
I go into those comics and I think this feels like it's a storyboard for a movie. It's a living storyboard.
Yeah. It's going to be great. Well, you know what, guys? I usually do these for an hour, and we went over a little bit, but that's fine because it's Friday night. It's party time.
Woo!
Party.
Just kidding. I'm gonna go try to start a movie. I just don't know which one because you guys gave me like 80 of them, so I need to. No, they gave me a bunch of choices. I'll probably just end up playing video games. I don't know.
Playing Arkham Knight.
No, I don't do. Oh no, you know what? I do have that on the PS4.
I have
actually,
it on Xbox One. I've been playing it a lot recently.
Actually,
believe it
or not, right now I'm playing the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So
dude, I want that so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's nostalgia at its best. But anyway,
I have an emulator for the PS1 version on my iPad.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys coming on. Nerdy Hugo, thank you so much. First time being on the show. Bat Dan, thank you guys coming on. It was a pleasure to have you. Fun, always fun talking about DC stuff. Again, guys, tomorrow, DC Fandome Part 2. Hopefully something major happens, so we got to keep our eyes out tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's for me. So, yes, definitely check it out. Nerdy, are you doing anything tomorrow? Or
I think I'm going to do a stream, just kind of watching some of the panels that I've scheduled. But, yeah, I should be doing something.
Okay.
It's Saturday, so.
Yeah. All right. And Hugo, what are you going to be doing?
Oh, well, I've got to figure out the schedule. I haven't looked at it yet. I've got my cousin, so it'll just have to be bits and pieces I look at.
All right. And Bat Dan, what about you?
Kind of improvising for me. Also, I'll probably watch the CW panels because they're kind of a guilty pleasure for me, even though I know the shows aren't really that good. The Lucifer one I'm excited for. The
yes, one. Because Lucifer is good.
Lucifer is really
good.
Everyone's saying that, so that's a show I got to check out because I haven't watched that.
It's so freaking good.
It's like most people don't even realize it's a DC show. It's based off the DC version of Lucifer.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I'm more intrigued.
I mean, because he was in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover on CW.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
That was a crossover.
That was Dominic Cooper. They should have somehow fit Preacher in there. They must have talked with AMC. I hope.
Well, it's weird because like Lucifer, they have like fictional. They have DC existing as fiction in that universe at the same time too. So I don't know how much they're gonna
like. It's connected, but like very loosely. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming out, and I will see you next time.
See you next time.
Woo. All right.